Hey there classy people, this is Josh the Top Hat Gamer, and this week I'm reviewing Ori and the Blind Forest. After its reveal at E3 2014, Ori and the Blind Forest gained a lot of hype due to its striking visual style and fast platforming gameplay. So does Ori live up to the hype? Let's find out. Ori and the Blind Forest is set in the Forest of Nibble and puts players in control of Ori, a light guardian who is sent far from its home in the forest's central spirit tree during a great storm. For a time, Ori is adopted and cared for by a bear-like creature, until a cataclysmic event withers the forest and Ori is forced to fend for itself once more. After communicating with the spirit tree, Ori is sent on a quest to restore the forest to its former glory. The story maintains player interest, but for reasons that I can't really explain here for fear of spoiling plot details. What I can say is that despite the majority of characters not speaking, they still convey a lot of emotion, and the plot is not without some heartbreaking moments. The game's strong storytelling is helped along by its surprising plot twists, as well as some decent world-building lore. The story of Ori and the Blind Forest is told decently, but what really helps it stand out from the crowd is its stunning visuals and breathtaking orchestral score. The visuals are mesmerizing with beautiful, vibrant colors that vary greatly between the different areas of Nibble. The deep greens and blues of the Thornfelt Swamp and the eerie purple glow of the Misty Woods, as well as the red, raging fires of Mount Horu, are only a handful of the stunning locations you'll explore, and they all look excellent. In all honesty, I can't overstate the quality of the visuals in Ori and the Blind Forest. The style looks better than almost everything that's come out of the UbiArt engine, and its animations are so smooth that it's sometimes hard to remember that I'm not watching an animated feature, and that I'm playing a game instead. The game's orchestral score is amazing and helps the game convey so much emotion. It ramps up for Ori's many fast platforming sections, and hell, I even let the game sit on the main menu for an hour or so because that main theme is so damn soothing. It's actually pretty awesome to see a game with such a stunning visual and audio design hold up so well in the gameplay department as well. Ori and the Blind Forest is a platformer with a big focus on exploration, basically making it a Metroidvania style game. You're presented with a large world map, but certain areas aren't accessible until after you acquire the necessary skills, and this forces the game to start rather slowly. Once you get the first couple of abilities, however, the platforming feels really good, and the flow of action speeds up quite a bit. The base platforming is just tight enough, allowing for a decent amount of slide while running and wall jumping, and the double jump and wall jump feel great to execute. But this is only the beginning of your skills. The most unique ability you gain is an air dash, which sounds pretty basic, but in practice it's a fun new mechanic that I don't think I've seen in any other game. You're only able to execute the dash when you're near enemies, projectiles, or hanging lanterns, and dashing in a certain direction will send your conduit in the opposite direction. This allows you to send enemies into environmental hazards or redirect harmful projectiles into otherwise unbreakable barriers. Not only that, but chaining air dashes together looks and feels amazing and enables fast world traversal to boot. Once the platforming speed starts to pick up, you're introduced to a few escape sequences where you'll put all your platforming skills to use. As far as Ori's gameplay goes, these sections are highlights, and the fast thinking and level of skill required to pass these areas makes them such intense fun. Ori and the Blind Forest's Metroidvania style means that you have a huge map that'll force you to use all your skills to explore, and it's full of shortcuts to previous areas, as well as optional hidden treasures you can find that enhance your health, energy, and boost your experience. This allows you to improve certain skills, and the energy boosts in particular prove to be helpful considering it not only powers your special attacks, but also allows you to create checkpoints and save your game. While saving should probably not be a game mechanic, Ori and the Blind Forest implements the mechanic well, and energy is usually pretty available, which means the only reason you're not saving regularly is because you forgot, which is fair enough considering you normally wouldn't have to remember anyway. My biggest and only real complaint with the gameplay of Ori and the Blind Forest is that you're often introduced to new enemies or hazards without much of an opportunity to see how they work before they attack. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's pretty annoying. Otherwise, the game's enemies are varied and usually pretty fun to deal with. As far as content goes, Ori and the Blind Forest really only lasts 5 hours or so at the most. If you go out of your way to find every secret and upgrade all of your skills, then you're maybe looking at another couple of hours, but there's no big incentive to come back once you've finished the main story. It's rare to find a game that nails so many aspects of its design, but Ori and the Blind Forest does a damn fine job. It's a touching story told through breathtaking visuals, an emotional orchestral score, and surprisingly solid gameplay, and I'd honestly say it's one of the best Metroidvania-style games to come out in some time. Ori and the Blind Forest gets the Top Hat Gamer rating of excellent. It would have been a simply enjoyable experience to take part in if it had only nailed its visual and audio design, but to see that Ori and the Blind Forest plays so well is a welcome surprise. If you own an Xbox One, this is probably the best game to come exclusively to the console since its release. Fans of Metroidvania-style games, this is a damn good entry to that subgenre, so get on it. Thanks for watching. I hope you found the review informative and stuff. If you missed last week's review on Hotline Miami 2, wrong number, click the annotation, and maybe think about subscribing. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go cry into my Xbox One.